Hi there, this is my final video for now. I've made quite a few videos this morning and this is my final one. I'm a bit tired, so just kindly excuse my focus. But education is very important and I want to talk about the root cause why education is so challenging and demotivational. Okay, so we have experience all across the world. In fact, education is the weapon that either can make us happy or make us anxious and be in suffering. So the world is plagued by COVID-19 and people are so lost what to do right now. The least what they can do is take some guidelines. But how does education play a role in this whole, in suffering in general? So in this world people are in a rush behind education and it seems as though the more qualification you have, the more you have to get. So that is very unfortunate that education seems to be so much of a stress and with less hope. And what is the whole pitfall or the turning point where education that causes education to be the way it is? And I'm frankly speaking, it is because of a lack of being a human being. At the moment, the world is functioning on the culture where people value objects and use life, right? It's a grabbing culture where the weak get weaker and the strong get stronger. I'm not going to say that it's like we are animals or we are behaving like animals. In fact, that is the truth. I might want to use the word survivor, but we need to move away from this animal mentality, strong getting stronger, and go to a humane mentality where we value the feelings of all life regardless of intra or interspecies differences. So that's the difference. That is the difference that really that causes education to be the way it is. It lacks the human dimension. It lacks the dimension of feelings, and when you break that down, it lacks the value, the feelings and freedom of all life. So I want to describe some more. So we find in this world that, in fact, let me just describe what it means to be educated. To be educated, it means to live a life that inspires the regular people that it is easy to live, that life is easy to live. Even though when you finish your education, whatever level, you should be able to live peaceful and happy, even though you are not working. Yes, what do you basically need? You need a roof over your head, you need some clothing, but the most important thing is food on the plate. So this world, because it is the strong getting stronger and the weak getting weaker, the stronger will not encourage us to be independent. Rather, they will encourage us to be dependent. So throughout the education system, it is dependency, dependency, dependency. And of course, the key one there is food. Where does your food come from, right? They won't teach you how to get your food because that's the main aspect of survival, which education has to cover. So they won't tell you the easiest way to get your food, the most compassionate, the most gratifying and way to get your food. They won't teach you these things. So that is why education has made a pitfall. People have lost faith in education, all because we have lost the humane dimension, to value the feelings of life. And to bring out from a previous video talking about being human, I like to make a point. That is, why do I stress, or why is the world learning now about the importance of plant-based diets? And how does this have to do with education? We find that we don't value each other these days. People are taking education and they're leaving the country, and they claim to be educated, young boys and girls, and because it's all about money, people don't care. They leave the country. All of that food that they get from the country, from the soil, there's no gratitude. So this is what is going on, and people care, educators care more about assets, you know. If there's a small, they might buy an expensive vehicle, and if it's a small scratch that you cannot even see, that's a big problem, and they're educated. So education is not about objects. It's not about objects. It's about life, to show people that survival is easy, and to be independent so you can be happy. The mind will release serotonin, a happy hormone, when you have a successful idea about survival. Okay? So I want to mention these important points, and I want, as people, we should work together so we can practice the humane dimension that gives every single process in economics, in our day-to-day engagements, the most important principle we should practice, and that is of becoming a human being. Of being a human being, to practice being humane, right? So the final point I'd like to mention here about valuing people, right? Listen to this. This is very important. I mentioned in the previous video, but I will say it again. Now, why people give up or don't find happiness in others? That is because they would have violated feelings in a different place. Let me tell you. Now, when we put them in the pen and we feed them, they think that we are helping them to be happy. We are trying our best, and if they will struggle, they will struggle. But they look up to us in a very helpless way. They look up to us that we give them some food to eat, we give